You ever noticed how defensive people get when you ask why? It's so fascinating, but I'm going to explain why this happens. I personally like to ask why questions because it helps me understand somebody's internal world, their beliefs, their experiences, their perceptions, and their trauma. For me, every single perception is valid because it is rooted in their own internal reality. Here's the thing though, socially, we are taught not to ask why questions because it triggers defensiveness. Side note, you ever notice how people who do ask why questions are labeled as autistic? Fascinating. Anyways, why are we not allowed to ask why questions? Because it triggers defensiveness. Instead of reflecting, people get on guard. So we're taught to tiptoe around it. We have to get super clever with how we reword the questions, saying something like, what makes you feel that way? Instead of directly asking why. While I do think that that can be useful sometimes, I think it avoids the deeper insight. I have found that when I ask a why question, it exposes contradictions in my belief system. So people who don't usually reflect on why they think or feel a certain way, present them with a why question, now they're suddenly faced with it. To them, they feel exposed, or they feel challenged, or they maybe even feel judged. I don't think that defensiveness is bad. I think it's a signal. It's a signal that there's an internal belief or an unexplored pattern that's being reflected back to me. So for me, asking a why question isn't about challenging somebody. It's about curiosity. It's about honoring that every single choice, every single belief comes from some form of a lived experience. When I approach it with that mindset for myself, it opens up the door to understanding the conflict that I'm having internally. I don't know, the next time you feel defensive at a why question, whether somebody's asking you or you're asking somebody else, pause and observe. Defensiveness is a doorway showing you where awareness hasn't been invited yet. And sometimes that is exactly where the growth lives.